Hey everyone, I'm working to hit 1,000 subscribers, and I need your help to get there. If you enjoy this content, please hit that subscribe button right now.
What's up, baseball fans? Look, I need to tell you something right now that's going to completely change how you view this offseason. The dominoes are falling, and what just happened is going to have massive ripple effects for the Blue Jays and the entire AL East. Stick with me here because this gets wild. So Michael King just locked in a 3-year, $75 million deal to stay with the Padres. Now, you might be thinking, okay, another pitcher signs, who cares? But here's why this matters so much for Toronto. Every single team in our division was circling King like sharks. The Orioles needed rotation help. The Yankees were desperate to add arms. Even Boston was poking around trying to see if they could land him. And just like that, he's off the board, staying in San Diego, where apparently the weather and the fish tacos are just too good to pass up. This deal came with player options and some opt-outs built in, which tells you King and his agent played this perfectly. They saw what Blake Snell got last year and said, yeah, we want that kind of flexibility too. Sure, King doesn't strike out batters at the same rate, but the guy can pitch deep into games and give you quality innings. That's worth its weight in gold in today's game. What's fascinating is the Padres have been acting like they want to tear everything down, dangling guys like Mason Miller out there, and then they turn around and commit $75 million to King. Make it make sense. My theory, they needed someone to anchor that rotation and eat innings while they figure out what they're actually doing. But hey, I'm just glad he's not pitching in Baltimore or New York 8 times a year against us. Now let's talk about something that could actually hurt Toronto's chances at landing one of their biggest targets. Word is getting out that Willie Adames is now open to playing second base, not just shortstop. Mark Feinsand reported this. And if you know anything about the market, you know this changes everything. When we all thought the Braves were out after they signed Michael Kim, we figured Toronto had a clearer path. But now, if Adams is willing to move positions, suddenly teams with crowded infields can jump into the bidding. Think about what this means. The market for shortstops is limited. Teams either have their guy or they don't. But second base, that's a completely different story. Way more teams need help there, and Adams just opened the door for all of them to make offers. It's the Marcus Semien playbook all over again. Semien moved around the diamond, and it made him way more valuable, got him paid, and honestly, it worked out pretty well for everyone involved. If Adams wants to maximize his value and his options, this is the smart play. But for the Blue Jays, this complicates things because now they're competing against more teams. Here's the thing, though. If Adams truly wants to be an everyday shortstop, Toronto is still his best shot. Bichette is likely gone, which means the position is wide open for someone who can handle it long term. Other teams might offer him more money, but can they offer him the shortstop job without question? That's Toronto's selling point. Come here, be the guy at short, play in a great city, and be part of something special. The Blue Jays need to lean into that hard because if this becomes just about money and Adames is fine playing second, they might get outbid. All right, shifting gears completely because the World Baseball Classic rosters are starting to come together and they are absolutely loaded. The Dominican Republic just announced that Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is playing first base for them, which shouldn't surprise anyone. But look at the rest of that lineup. You've got Juan Soto, Julio Rodriguez, and Fernando Tatis Jr. in the outfield. That's 2 legitimate center fielders and one of the most talented players in baseball. That outfield alone could compete with most major league teams. Around the infield, you've got Vlad at first, then Ketel Marte, Geraldo Perdomo, Jose Ramirez, and Yanier Diaz behind the plate. Oh, and don't forget Manny Machado and Junior Caminero are also in the mix. The depth here is insane. On the mound, they've already got Sandy Alcantara announced, and you know there are more big names coming. This DR team is going to be a problem for everyone else in the tournament. Team Canada is shaping up nicely, too. Freddie Freeman committed, which is huge after that. Ryan Reynolds commercial made everyone fall in love with the idea of Canada actually being competitive. The USA is stacking up with Tarek Skubal, and Paul Skeens already committed to pitch. Those are your last 2 National League Cy Young winners right there. This tournament is going to be absolutely electric. The last one was incredible, but this feels like it's going to be even better. And here's my question for everyone. Is Munenori Kawasaki going to suit up for Japan? The guy just won MVP of the Japan Elite Baseball League Championship. Why not bring him back for one more run? If you've never seen his interviews from his time in the majors, you need to go watch them right now. Best interviews in baseball history, hands down. Bush Party, Monkeys Never Cramp, all the classics. That guy was pure entertainment every single time he opened his mouth. So where does all this leave the Blue Jays? King staying in San Diego is good news because it keeps a quality arm out of the division. But Adams being willing to play second base? That's concerning. It means the competition for his services just got a lot stiffer. Toronto needs to close that deal if they're serious about competing next year. Watching Vlad suit up for the Dominican Republic is going to be fun, but it also serves as a reminder that his future with Toronto is still up in the air. This offseason is far from over, and things are about to get really interesting really fast. The market is moving, players are making decisions, and the Blue Jays need to make their moves soon. This is the time. This is when championships are built or opportunities are missed. Let's see if the front office can pull it off.